Hi, my people. All right, it's your girl, Miss Miliana, here again with another episode of Keep Building Show. And in this episode, we are going to talk about time management and how to make most out of your day, how to be productive, and all that. And basically, what I do now that makes me more productive and more active, kind of like a practical way of things. And before we get into my personal story, or yeah, my personal story as usual, I want to actually say this. I don't know if you are in my shoes or if you have ever been in my shoes, that actually don't know the value of a year. I feel most of my peers, most of my the young youth don't know the value of one year. If they hear someone say 1 whole year is a long time, they really don't see how long of a time it is. They like for me for the past years I've been going to school. It's just the only thing that makes me know that a year it's more is me moving to the next class, right? But to see the value that in a year I could do so much, I didn't know about it. The only things that make me know that a year like has come to pass by is maybe seeing a building being built maybe in January, and by December I see the building like having a roof over it, and I'm like, okay, this was done in a year. But aside that, I really couldn't relate when someone is like, 1 whole year is a lot, because like the year just goes and comes back, and we are celebrating Christmas and all. And that's also to say that it's because we weren't doing much. I wasn't doing much things. I wasn't focused on my growth, or I wasn't focused on building up. And like I realized it this year that a year has a lot to give. A year has a lot to give. Let me just give an instance from last year. So as I'm talking about year, it's still about time, right? Last year, last 2 years rather, I completed my university. I graduated and I started my national service in November. And in November, I started my national service in the government sector, and I was there from November, December, and January, and I wasn't being paid. Like it was just a normal thing. And I was like, nah, I can't be here when I'm not being paid and all that. And even the pay that's supposed to come is like a chicken change. So let me get a better place. And when I thought of it, I got a better place and I went for an interview and all that, and I was picked. But I was picked and I started uh, my my second term of a national service in the bank. And at the bank it's just like a routine, and I did that for the whole of last year to this year, so it was a full year and a month. It's a month. And I'm like, I it was like I was in one sector of my life, or one point of my life that is just going circle. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, you come back, you sleep, the next time you wake up. So it was just one particular thing. Like last year was just banking. Like there was nothing that could identify my growth in the space. Like that's it. So this year first quarter I was with the bank, second quarter I quit the bank and started a business. No, first quarter I was at the bank, second quarter I quit the bank and started a business. First business didn't go well. Then third quarter, I started another business. Second business didn't go well for this year. I've done other businesses that hasn't gone well, but for this year, so that's two businesses didn't go well, and I'm in the fourth quarter, and then I'm running another type of business which is not really profit making. It's community building, and like I'm like all this in a year. So this is how a year can like change my life. I could see a lot of growth. I could identify a lot of things. And also I realized that last year I wasn't putting tags to my growth. I wasn't having KPIs. KPI is like key performance index. I wasn't identified that, oh, I've been doing this for a while now, so I know this. I didn't have all that. I didn't know my skills last year. And the year just went by. It was Christmas and that was all. And that's also influenced by New Year revolution. I didn't know much about New Year revolution. So if you are someone like me who like don't really know, like if they're saying 1 whole year, it's like what at all are you talking about? You just go, it's really like a 1 whole year. In fact, a month is a lot. Even a day you can do a lot. So time management isn't just about you knowing how to navigate around your time, but you knowing the value of your time. When someone says, or when the big men or when the rich people are saying time is money, truly time is money. I think this time in this episode I'm talking a lot because like I have my eyes have been open to the world when I took a chance upon myself and chose myself that I am going to move and grow into the perfect woman I want to be. This year, my theme is to grow into perfection. So I am doing that. Like I am learning that with God being by my side and guiding me through it. It's been amazing. And I'm like, I mentioned all this I have done in a year. So you can see that a year has a lot. Okay, so I think with just this story, you should know. Like I have given you like my life story already. Last year I was in the bank. Throughout the year, I didn't see any growth. This year, I quit. I started a business. It didn't go well. I started a business. It didn't go well. I'm still going. I don't give up. Business is my DNA, or entrepreneurship is my DNA, and I'm going to show it. Or it's in my blood, and I'm going to show it for it. I love it. So we just try and can stand up again. So that's basically what I wanted to say. There's a lot of value, or time has a lot of value you have to know. And sometimes you have to have some KPI, some key performance index, some indexes that you know that, oh, last year I wasn't like this, or yesterday I wasn't like this, this year I was like this. That's going to help you move further and move and grow, right? So let's get into it. All right. So I have actually given a lot of um lessons by I have learned from last year to this year about time and about the year, about a year. And I think that's enough for my life story. But let me just give you what I do currently that is making me know that I have grown by time, and time has a lot of value and has a lot to teach us. So, as I said earlier, at the beginning of the year, in fact, last year, I wasn't seeing much growth. I felt I was in the box last year because one, I didn't want to be in the banking sector. I never dreamt to be in the banking sector, but due to get a job after school, get a job, and also make sure that your national service is at the right place. And I didn't have any guidance. If I had guidance, I would have chosen my national service in a place whereby I could use my technical skills, my data skills, and then that will build me up and I will love my job. But I didn't get that. I just got anyone that could pay me, and that was the bank. The bank was good. Bank is good, but it's stressful. Like, I mean, bank is good in the financial part. They pay you well, but I'm gonna stress you too. So I felt I was in the box because at the beginning of my banking era, I acted timid. I'm not a timid girl. I'm not a quiet person. I am a talkative. I'm not shy of things. I speak my mind and all that. But when I went into the space, I had to become timid. I don't know why. No one told me to become timid, but the actions and the way people were just talking to me and all that. In fact, as a tall girl, when you enter into some rooms, you actually intimidate people. That's what is my like came in my mind, and so I had to, like, I actually didn't make much friends. Like I was just in my corner for like 6 to 8 months, and till like I moved from like they transferred me to another role, and that role had to make me come out. And when I entered that role, and I was like, no, this is not where I want to be. And so like I just was like, okay, I'm just going to be there. And then the Holy Spirit, so I descended, and the Holy Spirit also made it clear to me that, nah, my girl, you're not supposed to be here. It's okay. So I just knew it when I was entering into 2024 that I'm not going to be 25 and be in the banking sector. This is not where I want to be. This is not where I want to be. Um, I had a privilege to learn the real world marketing here in Ghana using the banking sector, and I'm like, nah. I know I like marketing, right? I know I like to talk to people. I love it. I want to learn it and all that, and learn how about sales strategies and all that, but not in the banking sector. What I am convincing other people to come and buy, I don't like it. Okay, so I knew I wasn't supposed. I knew it, and then I kept saying it to people like closer to me that my birthday, by my birthday, I'm out of this place. I'm quitting. And So that was it. And so the very first quarter of this year, I was still at the bank, still in the box of banking, and was just like so timid. I was losing myself. Like I felt it. I was losing myself, and I was like, no, it's done. I am leaving. And other things also happened that shows that this is not where I have to be, and I moved. So by May, I was out of the bank. That was in between the second quarter. And by June, I started my food business, and that didn't go well. Then second quarter ended, and then third quarter came again. Third quarter, I tried to promote my hair business, which I have extra freebies giving out for trials as well because it has grown my hair, and that also didn't go well. My market, like, I didn't have fans. Well, I feel like that one has to do with a lot of fans, but I didn't have fans to solicit it. So I'm like, okay, let me just use my product myself. And if my hair grows, people I could use me as an advertisement. And that was the other second business. So now then I was like, okay, let me take the digital seriously. Let me take my technical skills seriously. But the thing is, I always knew this, or I always had it in mind, or like the Holy Spirit was telling me that this is what I want you to do. I could see myself in visions, like I discern, I don't really dream and all that, but I could picture where I wanna be was to be in a classroom setting, not necessarily the local classroom, but in a classroom setting, teaching people, talking to ladies, and all that. So I knew that I'm going to work in the place of sharing my knowledge, and this is something I already know, or this is something I already know that I have to do is like to learn and also teach other people. So that was how like the whole thing happened, and in the second quarter, I was like, I'm going to give this a stronghold, and then I prayed to God that He should bring me like it should put me in the right places, and I met the right people. I met one LinkedIn queen who is an Nigerian, Ahoma. I learned some. I'm still learning from her, and like I am learning her strategically and implementing it into my communities, and I'm going to implement it next year as well. So that has been it. And now I am currently a data analyst, full time data analyst, and I'm teaching over 30 students data analytics in my free course. My going on, and it's already we are in 2 weeks, so like we are not taking any other students anymore. Students will be coming in next year, January. So that's one other part of things. The other part of this too is I teach one on one. So I have one client I'm teaching one on one as well. And I also take in like projects. So a final year project you want to do, I do that as well. So you can see that I am doing a lot of work, and I also am a co-founder of a community called the Tech Circle Community. So I am a director and a co-founder and a director. So my co-founder too is a co-founder and a director. So we have to have the managerial things going on, have meetings upon meetings, and all this being said, it's time consuming. So you have to plan your time, right? You have to strategize and know how to plan it. So right now, every day I have my to-do list. To-do list is something that I won't stop doing. So every day I have my to-do list. And right, funny enough, I never knew I would use Google Calendar so well. But now I really do use Calendar a lot because most of the time my meetings are on Google Meet, so I just have to accept it. So I just go in the morning, I just open my Google Meet and I know the meetings I have for the day, and then I know my free time for the day. So Google like has a lot of like the workspace has a lot to give us, and so that's what I use. And basically, all that I have said is that I have moved from a place of like not being in a box or being given what the society wants to give me, and I was like, no, this is not what I want. To what I actually want is to be a data analyst, teach other people, and also make money out of it. So I hope, fingers crossed, that next year I get a good job in data analytics whilst I also teach. So I'm going to have two jobs under under um tech or under data whilst I also run my community. So it's a whole lot of work coming up next year. So just so you know that as I'm talking time management, I am not just saying, oh, um, prioritize, do that, do that. But I'm actually showing you that there's so much value so much value in time when I understand what time is to you. Right now, I don't like sit down ideal. The least time I'm getting, I am trying to edit a video, or I am trying to think of something. Like I am, if I'm not doing anything, I'm sleeping, like literally, or I am running an errand for the family, basically. So my time is more valuable to me now. And even if I'm talking to my friends, it's like it's a shadow meeting, literally. And even I have to, even for my closest people, my partner and all those things, I have to write this on my to-do list. That's how crazy it is now. So time management is very key. It gives you in and it gives you the understanding of your like of value and your growth. Yeah. So this is basically like current my current life story. I'm telling you, and how I have learned how to prioritize time and have time management. Forgive me about the cock crowing in my background. I don't know what's happening. All right, so let's get into some tricks I use in keeping up with my time and also building this amazing career I have started. It's just 12 months, right? So I started learning data analytics in December 2023, and it's 12 months already. Wow, a year. It's almost a year. It's almost 12 months already, and I'm teaching. Literally, I am teaching people what I've learned. That's amazing. It's left with the jobs coming in. All right, so let's get into the main discussion. So the very first thing we are going to discuss is about the 80-20 rule, the 80-20 rule. Pardon me for the noise at the background. It's featuring me today. It's like it's not going. All right, so the rule says that, or the principle says that, it's called the Pareto principle, says that 20% of your effort produces 80% of your result. Take a hard look at your tasks and identify the okay, so that's the rule, the principle. Sorry, I don't know why I'm not pronouncing the rule well. I'm saying rule. Okay, I've been teaching data analytics. Excel is role and colon, so pardon me. Okay, so the principle says that 20% of your effort produces 80% of your results, and let's, you can say the vice versa will be 80% of your effort produces 20% of your results. So I spend less than 20% of my time in in the week to create this content and post on YouTube. And if I keep doing it, by next year, ending next year and all that, I'm going to get like 80% results. I know that. So it's just building consistency, right? So oh my god. Okay, so now I wrote here that take a hard look at your tasks and identify the highest impact ones. Focus your energy on those first. You will start seeing bigger progress with less overwhelm. Okay, so I'm going to use my example. So on my in a day, this is what I do. I have meetings with my community, so my community volunteers and then my community co-founder. So we have almost every day we have managerial meetings, we have stand-up meetings, we have tax meetings, we have event planning meetings, we have prepping meetings, like almost like different types of meetings in a day. So that's mostly like 2 hours in a day. And then I have to have my syllabus or my study materials for the next day. And then so these are the bigger if things in my work. And then also one other thing I have my one-on-one clients. So these are the three major things, and so that these are the three major things that run through my week. Aside, yeah, that run through my week. These are the three major things. So, um, I don't try to overstress myself while I was doing it. I know that okay, meeting is at this time. I put it in that, do that, did that. So the day to day like this, my meetings ended by 12 p.m. So I was like, okay, I have time to do a video recording. So this is like 20% of my time for the data I'm using to create this content, and I it's going to give a full result of a full video for YouTube. So basically that's it. Or another example is also maybe working 15 minutes every day. At the end of the day, at the end of a year, if you do that every day, you are going to have a good body. Literally, you are going to lose the weight you don't want. You're going to have the good fitness you wanted. So it's not supposed to be like I'm going to work out 2 hours before this one. With just 15 minutes a day, that's like 20%. You're going to see a result of like 80%. That's your body looking good. So that's the 80-20 rule I think I do. The other thing I do is time blocking, which is like I spoke to you, I said I do a lot of, like, right now every day I think I have a book which is like my to-do list book, and I write my dates and then I write what I have to do, to the list of even calling my family, calling my partner, anything. I will write it because like it has to be done, and I take it off as well. So instead of going to your to-do list randomly, try setting specific blocks of time to for different activities. So for me, my 9 to 12 is actually my first focus for the day. First focus mostly meetings upon meetings. So anytime someone asks me, do you have a time to, do you can we schedule a meeting? I try to schedule a meeting around 9 to 12 p.m., 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., because that's it. So meaning that if I have other meetings, I in other days, I'll choose a day that doesn't have those meetings, and then I'll put your meeting around that time, 9 to 12 p.m. That's my first focus. Second focus, I am a night person, so I don't do much during the day. I do much, but I don't do much during the day that the evening. Like after 8 p.m., I'm very focused. Like I do a lot of work after 8 p.m. So what can I do during um 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. after lunch till that time? So I put in my YouTube video, I put in like simple things that won't make me feel like I'm working a lot, that won't won't let me have so much focus and all that, because it's easy for me to be distracted in the afternoon during that time. So that's basically what I do. That's time blocking. And then we move on to the 2 minute rule. The 2 minute rule is, if a task takes like less than 2 minutes, do it right away. Do not postpone it. Like, do it right away. Another one of the 2 minutes rule is, when you want to postpone something, just say, okay, let me start within these 2 minutes and then I'll leave it. Almost every time when you start with and give yourself that 2 minutes, by the time it gets to 2 minutes, you want to finish up, then you just finish up, literally. Because even for me to shoot this video today, I'm supposed to shoot the video on Monday, but from Monday to Tuesday I had a lot of meetings, right? So today I was like, nah, like I didn't want to shoot the video, so I gave myself 2 minutes. Let me dress up my hair. I was giving my excuse about the hair that I don't want to show my natural hair, so it's not giving. So I was like, okay, no, let me just do it. So I decided to use 2 minutes to try and fix my hair, and I was like, okay, let me just do it. So by the time I realized, you have done what you wanted to do without postponing it. Now it's time, set a shut down time. So one of the biggest mistakes is thinking that time management is all about working longer. It's really not about working longer. It's actually working on the important things first. Right. So for me like this, if I set my materials for my class and I have meet up with my team members, I'm good. So now, I can sometimes from the beginning of November till now, I've been sleeping after 12 a.m. I sleep like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and that's because I try to use the midnight bundle to upload my things on drives and all those things, just so that I minimize my cost on data. So right now my shutdown time is about from 12 a.m. or like 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. So I make sure that my phone is actually on flight mode so that no one calls me. So if I wake up before 8, then that's fine. But I make sure that I have enough sleep. It's very important. Your sleep too is work. So basically, that's what I do. I'll go through that again. The first thing I do is I keep it in my mind about the 80-20 rule, and identify my 80 and I identify my 20 as well. And then I do my time blocking. Time blocking is setting in, so I have three focus right now. My first focus is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. My Then I go for lunch break. My second focus is 2 p.m. to about 6 p.m. Then I go for dinner break. Then my third focus is 8 p.m. till I'm sleepy or till I have to take a break. And that is how I run my time blocking. Then the next one is the 2 minute rule. And the 2 minute rule is when you see that the task you want to do will take less than 2 minutes, like washing the dishes or soaking something, just do it. Another 2 minutes rule is when you are trying to procrastinate something, you set yourself 2 minutes time to start it, and then you say, okay, after 2 minutes I'm going to stop and continue at some other time. Most likely you will finish up before you want to like stand up from whatever you wanted to postpone, so you actually finish the task without postponing it. The next one is setting a shutdown time, because the body is not a machine even rests, so the body has to rest. So set out a time. If it's 5 hours you sleep that 5 hours, and no, do not let anybody disturb you. So, well, time management isn't just about getting more things done. It is about getting the right things done without burning out. And trust me, it is not always perfect. One day, some days you will be in the flow, other days won't go as planned. But then that's okay. Keep building those habits day by day. I'm still trying to build my fitness habit again. Wow, the lights are back. So I'm trying to build my fitness habit again. I do love fitness, but I am not consistent, right? So I said, okay, let me start with walking, and still I haven't figured it out yet because of my change of routine every month. So I'm still building. So don't beat yourself up, okay? So we move on to the final section of our talk or show, which is lesson of from a podcast and question of the day. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so today's podcast is from okay, so you're going to podcaster. So Jay Shetty is our advisor for today. Um, you'll get to a time whereby we discuss a podcast. Like we take a podcast, listen to it, and discuss it. Okay, so this is let me read. Okay, so in one of Jay Shetty's podcasts, he talked about finding your flow, how vital it is for finding your flow is very vital for you for managing time. He emphasizes working in alignment with your energy. For example, if you're a morning person, that's the best time to tackle your toughest tasks. If you are more energized in the evening, save your big projects for later in the day. Aligning your schedule with your natural rhythm helps you make most out of every hour. So as I said, I have three focus. My very first focus is more of meetings, like from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. is more of meetings, and in the afternoon it's more of like flexible things like shooting a video, just trying to record a voiceover. So I have to send a presentation to my students, so I record that during the day and all that. And then in the evening is more technical. In the evening is when I'm doing my data analysis. In the evening is when I'm crafting my full curriculum and all those things. It's in the evening because that's when my energy is at high. So that's what Jishati is saying from our podcast lesson. So now, question of the day. So, question of the day is, what's the one time wasting habit you want to eliminate, and how would you replace it with something more productive? Think about this honestly. Let me take it again. What is the one time wasting habit you want to eliminate, and how will you replace it with something more productive? Think about this honestly. Okay, so I during the script I came up with me scrolling through TikTok and not and TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. So I have the script written down for like 2 months ago. So within that space, I actually deleted Snapchat, and I still even do delete Snapchat. So I'm not active on Snapchat anymore like I used to with the streaks and everything. I delete my Instagram, I delete my TikTok. These three are mostly my time wasters, and sometimes YouTube as well. So I delete these things almost like very often, and it's not like it's now just flexible for me because I don't waste much time anymore. Because if I take my phone and TikTok is not there, I rather take a book and read or continue whatever I'm doing and put the phone down. Literally, that's it. So identify that and find a way to come out of that so that you can be more productive. So we come to the end of the fifth episode. This time around, let's do this. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend that Miss Miliana has dropped another video, and this time around, she's talking about time management and how a year means a lot, and you can do a lot in a year. She talks about how she moved from being a employee to an employer. So share this video to that friend, okay? And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, make a post in the comments, make a comment in the comment section, and let me know what you think about my videos. And it's bye. Peace out.